What's going on, guys? So today I just wanted to talk about, damn, there's so much to talk about. Let's be honest. This has been an incredible playoffs and so many things have happened, so many things have gone down, and I want to talk about it all. But, I want to talk about, the fact that Trae Young is going off against the Knicks. I want to talk about the fact that the Heat got swept. I want to talk about the fact that, the Lakers lost by 30 yesterday and they could be eliminated. I want to talk about the fact that, just this morning it came out that Danny Ainge is stepping down from the Celtics. Brad Stevens isn't going to be the head coach anymore. He's going to get a front office job. There's just a lot to talk about. But I'm going to spend this video talking about something that happened last night, that I was really incredible to watch. Let's just be honest. It was the best game of the playoffs, no question. And I don't want to talk about it. But before I do, I want to let you guys know to please subscribe to the channel for more videos related like this. And then also that, if you enjoy this video, to leave a like. That makes a big difference in helping this channel grow. So, alright, now that I got that out of the way, I want to talk about Damian Lillard, because what he did last night was unbelievable to watch. And it was just, like, I don't even know if I can describe how watching that game was like, because it was something incredible. Like, my jaw was on the floor. I was bouncing up and down. Like, I was just like walking around just in shock of what I was watching, right? I think Kevin Durant did a very good job describing what it was like to watch Damian Lillard, because he just tweeted, "This is a spiritual experience." Watching him do what he did was unbelievable, and the game itself was really good too, and it had a lot of stake because, it was game 5 in Denver. The series was tied 2-2, and to be honest, a lot of people weren't even paying attention to this series, because the previous 4 games were blowouts. Like, one game Denver would blow out, one game Portland would blow out, and it was never really like a close game in this series, so people weren't really paying attention. But then this game really changed, and honestly, the game actually started in a blowout. Denver was up like 20 plus in that first quarter, but slowly Portland started to crawl back. Damian Lillard was getting into that mode. Guys were hitting shots. CJ was hitting shots. Nurkic was, doing okay. So they crawled their way back, and then they eventually took the lead, and it became basically a close game for the rest of the game, for the rest of regulation. So, the fourth quarter comes, guys are hitting big shots. CJ McCollum hits big shots. Porter Jr., Austin Rivers, they were just going back and forth, and it was looking like it was going to be a very interesting ending. But when you have Damian Lillard on your team, it is very, very, it's almost pre-written that something's going to go down with him, and that he's going to do something special, because in these moments, we have seen it multiple times before. He's just built for these moments. He relishes these moments, and we, as fans, love these moments because we know what's going to happen, and we know when you have that guy wearing number 0 for the Portland Trailblazers, he's going to do something special, and it's going to be something to watch. And that's exactly what it was. Monte Morris was at the free throw line. He had the chance to basically end the game by hitting the one free throw to put them up 4, but he misses it. Portland gets the rebound. Time winding down. You give it to who else? Damian Lillard hits a step back 3 that was kind of deep too, and everyone's just like, "Oh, yep, that's what it is. Damian Lillard does what he does. Step back 3, bang!" Like, oh my God, hits the 3. The game goes to overtime, and everyone's already like, full of adrenaline because of that, because it was such an incredible shot, and he had been making incredible shots throughout the game because he could not miss from 3. He made, let's be clear, 12 threes, the most in a playoff game, right? Like, I think that's either that's tied for the most, or that is the most threes made in a playoff game, which is insane to think about. So what Damian Lillard did yesterday was history. We watched history be made yesterday, and it was, man, I still can't believe what we just saw. So that happens, game goes to OT, and Lillard starts off already, hits a, hitting a few shots here and there, but Denver starts to pull away. They were up, I think, like 9 with like 3 minutes left, and I'm like, oh, okay, It was great to watch Damian Lillard do what he did, but look, Denver, they're clearly the better team this game, and they're going to end up pulling away. But I was wrong. Portland started to crawl back again. And then eventually, it got to, I think it was 9 seconds left. Portland, they did the foul game. CJ hit a big three that put them within one. Denver hits 2 free throws. There's about 13 seconds left. Portland gets the ball. They give it to who else? Damian Lillard. And then he pulls up with like 9 seconds left. And they call a foul. And I'm like, oh, they're going to end the game this way? I mean, not end the game. This is what they're going to do. Damian Lillard's going to go to the free throw line. He's going to hit 3 free throws. And then it's going to go to overtime again. But they reviewed it again. And they were showing it on the game. And I'm like, that was not a foul. People were controversial saying what it was, what it wasn't. I didn't see Austin Rivers touch him. Maybe it was just me. I thought that maybe he kind of like grazed his hip a little bit. But I didn't see anything. I didn't see his arm get hit. I didn't see anything. I thought Damian Lillard kind of flopped a little bit. I think he sold that call, which, I mean, hey, it worked because they called the foul originally, but then they replayed it and then they said, yeah, it was not a foul. So then I'm like, oh, okay. So that's 9 seconds, Portland ball. That means, what else? Lillard gets the ball, hits. Okay, this shot was actually like unbelievable because he gets the ball. First of all, why don't you double? I don't know. I don't understand what your thinking is if you're Denver. Do not let him get the ball. And do not give him any kind of room to do anything. He's great and he can make a shot from anywhere. Why would you leave him on an island with Austin Rivers or Monte Morris? Double him. Make someone else do something. Make him give it to CJ. Make him give it to Robert Covington. You know what I mean? Make him give it to maybe Carmelo Anthony. Like, don't let Damian Lillard go one-on-one with this at stake. That's just not what you do if you're Denver. But it happens. Damian Lillard kind of drives, but then he hits like a turnaround fadeaway 3, and it was just like that 3 was like insane, just because the angle and everything. Because a step back pull up 3 is something we've seen Lillard do all the time, but that turnaround while he hit it was something special to watch. And he just straight cashed it. I'm like, oh, damn. I got so hyped. I was jumping up and down. I'm like, oh my god, Damian time. What's it, Dame time? Dame time is here again, hitting another big 3. The game goes to double overtime, and everyone's already like, oh my god. He just did incredible things. It was just incredible to watch. He had, I think, 50. That shot, the send the game to double OT, gave him 50. So that was like, oh my god, Damian has 50 and we're going to double overtime. This is a crazy game. And it was. Game goes to double OT. Lillard hits a layup, and we're like, oh my god, he has 52. Then a couple possessions later, he comes down, pulls up from 30, and just banks it in. And we're just like, okay, this is getting silly now, because he's just pulling up from wherever he wants and hitting it. And it was just like, okay, he has 55 now. 55. It's unreal, man. 55. Like, that is going to be one of those performances that we look back on and be like, wow, that was crazy. But while as great as that performance was, the way the game ended, specifically for Portland, was a disaster. Portland had a lot of opportunities to really pull away, but it didn't happen. Denver was hitting big shots. Jokic, who was, he's the MVP, was doing big things. He had this like insane nasty pass to the corner for Michael Porter Jr., who hit a big 3. But like, everyone's talking about that 3 because it was a big 3, but that pass that Jokic did was nasty. Like, it was such a good read. Oh, it was great. That's why he's the MVP. So that happens, and then I think it was a 2-point game, maybe even a 3-point game. And Portland gets the ball, and this time they actually double Damian Lillard. So we're like, oh, okay, now what's next? He gives it to CJ, and then CJ, he does like a pump fake and then tries to drive to the basket. But on the pump fake, his foot goes out of bounds. Like, really? Come on, CJ. Like, that was such a stupid mistake. And look, it happens sometimes. I get it, but you're CJ McCollum. You're supposed to be like the number 2 to Damian Lillard. You cannot be doing things like this. He was not even making big shots either. Like it wasn't like he was kind of like stepping up for when Dame needed it. He wasn't really doing anything either because he wasn't hitting shots other than like one big 3 that he had in the fourth quarter. Other than that, he wasn't really doing anything in overtime or double overtime. Robert Covington wasn't doing anything. Nurkic had already been fouled out ages ago because he can't stay out of foul trouble. So, nobody was there for Dame when it came to him needing help. Because he did great things all game, but he needed help. I mean, let's just be clear. He needed help. And it wasn't there for him. I could not believe. I remember one time on a fast break, Dame had a really good pass to Robert Covington. And instead of just doing a simple layup or a simple dunk that would have tied the game or put them up 1, I think it is, he decides to do a windmill dunk and he blows it. Like, come on. Why was Robert Covington even thinking of that? God, they fucked it up so bad. Man, I feel terrible for Dame. The game ended. Denver wins. It's a 3-2 series. The series isn't over, by the way, but when you lose like that, that's just defeating. So, yeah, I feel terrible for Portland. I feel terrible for Dame. He needs to leave. He needs to leave Portland. I get he wants to be loyal, but nah. Run from the grind, bro. Go to the Lakers. Go to the Knicks. Go somewhere. I don't care, man. Just please don't be in Portland. I want you to win a ring. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. And comment down below what you think about this game, because it was incredible to watch. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss an upload. And yeah, thank you guys as always for your continued support. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.